Your Buffalo Bills just got even better news after their week 2 thumping of the Cleveland Browns. What's up, everybody? My name is Collin, and this is Crack the Table. Every single day, we are breaking down Buffalo Bills content. If you like that sort of thing, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Join the community. We are on the come up right now. We've got a ton of new faces in the building. Hey, if you're new and haven't introduced yourself, drop your how long you've been a Bills fan and really where you're from down in the comments. Let me meet you this week. But even so, Josh Allen and most of the Bills starters sat today in this game, which is to be expected. We don't really need to see anything more out of a lot of our starters. So why risk the injury, especially when there's a wet kind of rain delay, thunder reality, lightning reality going on? Just get them out of the game. Don't worry about them. We also pre-game saw a bunch of Bills who've kind of been on this injury report, like Shakir and Hoyt and some of these other guys kind of working with trainers. And we didn't see Hoyt at all in this game. And I totally expect him, as coaches have said, to see him in next Thursday's game against the Steelers. But even so, ton of updates coming at you quick. The first one is this play right here, where we see Shedeur Sanders lining up in the quarterback role, really trying to make a name for himself. He's stepping back, dropping back, looking for the wide open receiver. He puts the ball right on target, and the receiver bobbles it up to Damar Hamlin. Like, what's new? Things don't go well for Shedeur Sanders. I was in the Bills roundtable yesterday, and that was like the one thing I was predicting, is that Shedeur Sanders has got to be throwing interceptions. But if you're part of the Damar Hamlin hater club, then you did not like this moment, because a lot of people in Bills Mafia right now are like, hey, we really need to give more opportunities for Kilgore, more opportunities for Hancock. It's what you think about the current state of Damar Hamlin. But here's another play that I'll show you right now on the screen. You've got Jamori Macklin lining up wide, and you've got not Josh Allen, Kyle Allen at quarterback. But he's doing his best impression of Josh Allen here, where he just launches the ball down the field with little to no effort, perfectly on target. We'll go watch this again. The ball sails through the air about 30 yards down the field. Jamori Macklin with a mass touchdown, and Tyler Bass also comes, does a great job kicking. But here's a couple other updates. Again, make sure, if you haven't already, check if you're subscribed to the channel, join the community, hit the like button. But Kyle Allen had a great game. Trent Sherfield is actually doing his best to really stand out and make a name for himself so that he could be on this roster. Jamori Macklin, I still think, is kind of on the outside of this roster, unless the coaching staff is like, hey, we get something more out of him than Trent Sherfield. I think there's a chance that Jamori Macklin doesn't make the 53-man roster, but ultimately is one of those players that we hope falls through waivers, and then we get to add to the practice squad. Further, Joe Andreessen was out there playing with his hair on fire. Again, the first tip that Damar Hamlin had to interception was him, but not only that, it was a big. He had a big tackle for loss around the second quarter as well. Some first half thoughts from Lauren Elizabeth. She's like, hey, crappy preseason football. Exactly. A lot of people were like, why are we even playing this game? We don't want anybody to get hurt. But hey, we're on the up and up. We didn't have any starters get hurt. That's absolutely perfect. But rookies, we're certainly looking like rookies. One of them that didn't look good is Jude Bowery. I'm going to have to go watch his tape as the week goes on. Joe Andreessen, yes, looked like the best interior linebacker out there. We didn't see Terrell Bernard, but Landon Jackson is looking like a completely different player, stopping the run, getting in the backfield. We're going to talk about him a lot this week. I think Trent Sherfield looked really good. The first half, Mecole Hardman didn't really do a lot. And in the third quarter, there were some plays that Mecole Hardman, he could have made either a drop pass or just kind of getting tackled or pressed back instead of getting the ball forward. He ends up scoring a touchdown there later in the game, but Caleb Alarms-Orr was off the field before Dorian Williams, which is a very interesting thing. But yeah, Jude Bowery was on the bench. Not only did he play poorly and make it so Kyle Allen had a bunch of pressure on him, but he also ended up getting injured. So Chase Lunk went in there to kind of spell him. But Tyler Bass hit a 52-yard field goal in the midst of these conditions. Now, it wasn't downpouring when the kick was made, but for him, getting out there and kicking a 50-plus yard field goal is exactly what we want to see. We're going to talk about him more as this episode goes on. But the Bills were rolling going into the later parts of this game. Kevin Massar is a guy that I've been doing some roundtable with. He's incredibly helpful and incredibly intelligent. I got some tweets from him coming up, but just make sure you go follow him on Twitter, or on X rather. He's just like, hey, we've got 5 tight ends. We've got Shane Zylstra and Kaleki Latu kind of rounding out the group of the 5 tight ends. We've got 5 running backs. Ian Wheeler looked good again today. We've got a ton of receivers. The the receiver 6 of Macklin, and then Trent Sherfield looks really good. And then we've got a lot of offensive line firepower. He also tweeted it. Deshaun Watson still has a dead cap of $86 million in 2027 for the Browns. Hey, don't be mad about Josh Allen's contract. That's all I have to say about that. Again, Jamori Macklin has done everything he can to really make sure that he's a practice squad lock if he clears the waivers. Kani Walker getting out there and just each and every week, just making plays on the ball, passes broken up, big tackles. He absolutely needs to make the roster. He's going to be the UDFA this year. That doesn't surprise any of us when he's on the 53. Kyle Allen has had a great first 2 games of the preseason. 24 of 28, 86% completion, 236 yards, 1 touchdown, and a couple really big balls to a couple separate, second string, third string, practice squad level receivers. Not only that, a couple of us were continually looking Hardman's way to make a play. Eventually, he goes and gets that big play in a touchdown. But again, the Bills' run defense has very much been improved already this offseason. Again, last week against the Panthers, we were expecting some level of their powerhouse running game to maybe push the Bills a little bit more. But through 34 carries and they've only had 34 carries for 98 yards over these 2 preseason games, 2.8 yards per carry. That is incredible. Landon Jackson, again, winning rep after rep. TJ Sanders as well, getting in there on some tackles. One guy that I really was a little let down by today was Geno Stone. He had a couple plays where Shedeur Sanders hit his wide receiver in stride. Geno Stone was 1 or 2 steps behind him. Not what you want to see, but Kilgore and Hancock are the 2 guys that I'm looking to be that versatile depth behind nickel and really strong or free safety, depending on the individual respectively. Again, Kani Walker making plays not just on the ball in the back end of the defense, but also his ability to stop on the edge and make a play is really big. If it wasn't for D. Alford's sensational summer, just what he's been contributing out of that nickel corner, it seemingly would be Jordan Hancock's job to begin the year. But one guy that has been, I think, overlooked by a ton of people, and especially after the Caden McDonald play that ended up leading to Mendoza getting sacked the other night in the preseason game with Las Vegas versus Houston. Parker, as an individual, has looked really, really good. He had a lot of pressures. He was on the line. Yes, he was offsides that one play, but nonetheless, for a rookie who's got a high ceiling, we're already seeing some of the fruit of this draft capital expended on him. Again, just hammering this point home, I think the biggest note that I have is I'm really worried about Hamlin and Geno Stone. The sophomore Hancock and Jalen Kilgore should be guys by the middle of this season are our safety 3 and 4 and or respectively our nickel corner 2 locked in behind D. Alford. But again, we had a bunch of guys off to the side working. Torrance, Michael Hoyt, Bradley Chubb, Greg Rousseau, Deion Walker in this group. A lot of those guys didn't play in the game, but as the week goes on, we'll cover more and more of these details. Again, on this episode, I just want to end by a brief conversation here about the Ed Oliver stuff. I've got nothing to add outside of the fact that we need to give him some privacy and some space. Reports are that he's lost his son. The team went out and just shared that we wanted to give him privacy at this time. Some of the stuff that you're seeing just from whatever the guy from the 49ers beat is, or whoever that guy is just pretty uncalled for and just kind of sad. Prayers for that man, prayers for that family. Terrible situation. Just because he's a professional football player doesn't mean his life needs to be out in the open. It breaks my heart. The whole situation does. I'm pretty cut by that. But in all of it, hey, I hope you have a great rest of your day. The next couple days, we'll be breaking down some of the things on this preseason game, some other highlights, but a lot coming at you fast in this episode. I hope you have a great day. God bless. Go Bills. We'll see you tomorrow.